Hello everyone, my name is Naser. I am VFX artist and game developer. Today I want to talk about Spiderweb. This is a product that helps you add Spiderweb to your project or scene. It's very simple to use, so let's see how it works. Before we start, I need to mention one important thing. You should use Unreal Engine 5.5 or higher. The reason is that this product need two plugins and they are available in Unreal Engine 5.5 and newer version. To check them, go to Edit, Plugins, search for PCG. We need these two plugins, procedural content generation and procedural content generation geometry script. So please make sure both plugins are enabled. Now let's go to the tool and see how can use it. To create a spider web in our scene, we need two things. The first thing is here in the spider web in PCG folder. We need this volume. As you can see, this is the volume where the PCG can generate the spider web. I already have it in the scene here. And the second thing in blueprint folder, we need to use this blueprint anywhere we want to create the spider web. So now let's make a simple scene and test the blueprint. I use these two boxes. I select and hold Alt and copy them. And like I said before, we need to use this blueprint. I add this blueprint to our scene. And now let me expand this window. Now, the first thing I want to do is add these two selected boxes to our spider blueprint. For this, I will in default panel here under static mesh actor, I will create two static slots. Yeah, we can see, and then I will assign these two boxes to them. Now, one important thing, we have a preview option here. If we disable preview, the tool will start generating and processing the web. So first, let's review the different parameters together. Then we can turn off preview, then web will be generated. Now let's add to this box to our spider blueprint. As you can see, a few red spider. This spider will be generate. And these red spider are preview points. They show where the system can generate a spider web. And so the spider are placed on these points, and depending on the setting, they can create web around them. We can control this setting here. And with this parameter, we can change the situation the web can generate. For example, let's look at the point intensity. The point density, parameter control the number of spider on each object. If we use a lower value, we will get more spider, and when we get more spider, the system can generate more webs. For example, look at this box. You can see that it has fewer spider compared to this box. And let's set to density to 3. Now, as you can see, the number of spiders increase. Also remember that each one of these index belongs to one of the objects we add here in a static mesh actor. For example, in index 0 is for the first object and index 1 for the second object. Now let's talk about the search min and max. Each spider look around itself with the minimum and maximum distance. If it find another point inside the range, it can create a web. For example, look at this spider here. We have a spider here. If the search max value is large enough to reach from here to, for example, here, no, here to here, the spider has a chance to create a web. So search min and max control the search distance for each spider. Just keep it in mind. Higher value can make generation heavier, so it may take more time to generate the result. For now, I will leave this value as they are. And now let's talk about the offset web. As you can see, we have index 0 and 1 again. Each index is for one object. With this parameter, we can change the offset for the point where the web starts. For example, I can set the index 0 to 5. As you can, no. Let me increase that to 10. As you can see, the spider position changed a little, but for now I will set it back to 0. Now let's talk about minimum degree. Minimum degree here is the minimum angle where the spider can create a web. For example, look at this spider. If we draw a normal line from the spider based on the surface, we have a line like this, okay? If I set the value to 0, the spider can create a web almost straight from here to here, no? From here to here. But in many cases, this is not look very useful. Visually it may not give us a nice result. So for this example, I think 0.3 is a good number. Now we can now we have a web age and web threshold. These two parameters mostly affect on the render result of the web. Web age has a 3 option: low, medium, and high. It's control how old the spider web looks. A higher age give us an older, more messy, and more broken web. Web threshold control the amount of the web detail in the render. The higher threshold give us a denser web. For example, I will set the web age and web threshold to high. And so now we should get a old spider web with the high density. Then I will disable the preview and we wait until the web is generated. I noticed that the generation process take a bit too long, so let's go back to preview. And I just noticed something important. If we if we have too many spider web blueprint in the scene, the generation become much slower. As you can see, we have a few of them here, and here. So when I generate the spider web for this, the system also simulate the other spider web in the scene. So the process become very slow. To make this faster, I will delete other spider web blueprint. Delete this. And we have, I delete this also. Now we can select our spider web and uncheck the preview. As you can see, the generation still take too long, so we need a little more optimization. To make it faster, we need to adjust the extent number. So let's go back to preview and cancel the generation. Okay. We need to adjust this number. In other words, we should remove the space where we not want to any spider web. For example, here, and maybe here. This helps remove those area from the process and give us faster simulation. So I will make simulation box smaller here. For example, and something like that. And let's uncheck the preview. We have a faster simulation. Now, as you can see, this window open. It asks if we want to save the web we create. We can save this web as a mesh, and then we can easily add that mesh to our scene. But for now, I don't need to save it. So I will click cancel. As you can see, the web has been generated, and there are two more parameters I want to explain: environment interaction and self interaction. So let's go back to preview mode and talk about these two parameters. We have two cubes here, and each one has a few spider on it. Okay, and if we want these two cubes to connect to each other and create web between them, we need to enable environment interaction. But if we want each cube to connect only to itself and create web only inside that object, we need to enable self interaction. In other words, when we have a multiple object and we want to spider on different object to detect each other, environment interaction should be enabled. But if we only have a spider on one object, for example on a tree, and we want to them connect only with each other, then we should enable self interaction. This means they do not need to search for other object in the environment. And if we want both, then we can enable both option. Now before talk about the material, let's uncheck the preview. This time I'm going to save the file. I will give it a name, spider web, and save it. Now we can delete our spider web. After that, we save the file here. We can drag the save mesh to our scene, and we just need to set the location annotation to 0. Now we have our spider web. The last thing I want to explain is the material. If we go to material folder and open this material parameter here, we can see we have a different parameter and different setting. The important thing is that this setting affect all the spider web we create. So if I change one of this value, it will be update all the web in the scene. For example, if I set this value to 0.8, press enter. As you can see, we have the results here. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and goodbye.